dude, you gotta move.
Come here, big guy.
Come here.
All right, you can, just 1 second. And then, there we go. Oh, all right, back here. How you doing? Tell the people how you're doing.
Amazing.
His tail is a wagon. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hi. Welcome to All Things Internet, a show where we talk about things we see on the internet that usually have to do with the internet, and Emily tries her gosh darnest in between her cry sessions to fact check and research most things. I'm Rachel Ballinger.
I'm Emily Brostaff.
And the dog of the day is Blaze. Hello. He's licking. Sorry, I'll stop that. That's gross, buddy. No one likes that. You're all types of pretzeled. Emily, how you doing?
Great.
She's lying.
I'm thriving.
Her meds need to be upped.
They need to be upped severely. I spent the past 5 days crying and nothing was wrong.
Have you ever cried during sex? This is not Rachel Uncensored. I am so sorry.
I feel like we could still nicely. No, have you?
No.
Okay, yeah.
I don't cry though, and that is not a flex. That's something
Yeah.
I've actually been trying to work on, is crying more.
You like stand in the mirror, you're like,
I
"Come
have.
on."
I'm on 7 months no crying, and literally sometimes I'm like, it would feel so good. Just
Yeah.
cry. Just do it. And I literally am squinting my eyes and nothing comes out.
You have to watch the sad videos of soldiers coming home to their dogs.
No, so I'll watch that and like a singular tear will come down.
But you need like a cry.
But yeah, I haven't like sobbed, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Like a sob.
Yeah, it's been
Like I have emotions.
It's been like 5 hours for me.
Thriving.
I know. I was
Thriving.
in beautiful Joshua Tree in a beautiful Airbnb with my beautiful girlfriend, and literally, I mean, that's what anxiety and depression is. You just cry and have anxiety for no freaking reason. But
All right.
it drove me nuts. But anyway,
Oh, aren't you already nuts?
yep. I need to, up my meds. I think because sometimes you know how your body just like catches up, like your body like adjusts.
Yeah, like when I drink a lot of alcohol, it takes more alcohol to get me drunk.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, right?
Same thing with meds.
Yeah,
I love that we're relating. So I think like your meds, like I think especially psychiatric meds, like for myself, my body adjusts to them pretty quickly. And so I think I just need to up a little bit because nothing was wrong. My body just decided, you know what would be really fun on Valentine's Day? A 4-hour cry session. So
I put up decorations in my office with my girlfriend and then she made me dinner.
I cried over spaghetti.
We played Scrabble.
Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm great. Sorry. I had a fantastic week and good Valentine's Day. I clocked out of work early and went and ran errands with my girlfriend and we got our toes done.
Ooh.
Came back, decorated the office a little bit more.
It looks so good.
Yeah. And then I filmed a Rachel Uncensored. If y'all want to go watch that, it went live yesterday. And Blaze just farted.
Okay.
So bad.
Okay.
Oh, that is straight egg.
Mm-mm.
That is straight egg in my mouth right now. Not the good kind.
Mm-mm.
I love an egg.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a hard boiled,
Not
scrambled, sunny side up, over easy, fried.
Not blaze egg.
Not a Blaze egg. That is an egg I do not want. Oh, God. It's really hard to keep going.
Every time you open your mouth, just a little leaks.
Don't put your head back down. You were the instigator.
He says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mom."
All right. Well, enough of the toots. Emily, what's been going on in the news this week?
Okay. Megan Fox and MGK reportedly broke up.
I heard about this. I sent it to you because
I'm so proud of you.
Isn't it rumored? I'm gonna take over.
Do it.
That he cheated on her.
It's rumored. I don't personally believe it.
If this is true,
Yeah.
there is no hope.
Oh,
If Megan Fox gets cheated on,
yeah,
there's no hope for humanity.
her personality maybe though. Like maybe she's like she's smoking hot, but maybe personality is like a 2 out of 10. Ooh, it just hit me.
The farts.
Yep. Anyway,
I guess Beyonce was cheated on.
I know. Well, that's what they say. Like if you get cheated on, don't blame yourself because if Beyonce and Megan Fox can get cheated on, it has nothing to do with you.
Is anyone safe though, or is it just the straight
Lesbians.
community? Lesbians. There it is.
That's who's safe. Yes. So we've reported before about Megan Fox and MGK and their very interesting relationship.
They're both into, what is it called?
I don't know if they've ever come out
BMX.
BMXing.
BMXing.
Motocross.
We know a lot about it, everybody.
Yep. I don't know if they've like specifically said they're into BDSM, but like they do stuff that would like.
I thought she was saying like because he gave her an engagement ring with spikes that it would hurt her if she took it off, and everyone was like, "That's so possessive," blah blah blah. And then she was like, "Yo, I like that."
Yeah,
oh,
I'll cut it.
Thanks. I just filmed. I've been editing a Rachel Uncensored all morning.
It's okay. Yeah, and like remember they were like drinking each other's blood and like
I think so
yeah, they were pretty into each other. And then he designed that engagement ring that specifically had spikes on it, so if she ever tried to take it off, it would like cut her or like hurt her really bad, like
Wow. So she apparently took that ring off.
I don't know
how.
And so we know, well, we don't know, but it's speculated that they broke up because she posted a bunch of selfies on Instagram with the caption, "You can taste the dishonesty, it's all over your breath," which is a Beyonce lyric from her Lemonade album. And then she posted in that series, there's a picture of her burning a letter, and we obviously don't know what that letter is, but like if you're burning a letter, it means something.
Yeah. Also, didn't she delete all the photos of him?
Deleted all the photos of him, and then she ended up deleting her own Instagram.
Dang, I was about to go look because I'm not following her on Instagram.
Right. And then, but before she deleted her Instagram, she went and followed 3 people: Harry Styles, Timothy Chalamet, and Eminem. And Eminem and MGK have had beef for years. Like, they do not like each other. So the fact that she was following Eminem, one of 3 people, that was like making a statement, I
want to know what the beef was with Harry Styles.
Oh, I know, right? Like, why them?
Did Harry Styles?
What did Timmy do?
What did Timmy do?
Tell us. But then she deleted her Instagram. And then, but also I was like looking on TMZ this morning just to see, like, make sure I didn't miss anything before we started recording.
They have all the facts, figures, and fundamental rights on TMZ.
Oh, obviously. And they actually, MGK and Megan Fox were just spotted together yesterday morning. So all of this happened over the weekend. And then yesterday morning, they were spotted in his car driving through LA together. So part of me wants to say this is potentially a publicity stunt because he's about to release a new album. He said he's in the works of making his next album or whatever. So like maybe he's about to release it and wanted some more hype. I don't know.
Don't toy with our emotions like that.
Right. Because I kind of love them together.
Oh, I don't care.
She's so emotionally distraught.
I can't sleep at night because of this information.
Right. And apparently some insider spoke with People magazine and claimed that they had been fighting over the weekend and that Megan was very upset. And that, like, Megan wasn't talking to MGK. But, like, I feel like anytime a magazine says, like, an insider, how do we know that they're not just, like, making stuff up?
Oh, they very much could be. Also, what in the world is his real name?
I just saw it this morning.
Because the fact does she refer to him as Machine Gun Kelly? Does she scream that name in bed? Machine Gun Kelly! Like, what's his name?
Machine Gun Kelly, come kiss me, please.
Table
Colson.
for 2. Colson. Okay,
Colson.
well, that makes sense.
Colson.
She's not screaming Colson.
No.
The wrong podcast.
Colson Baker. Oh, Colson. Yeah, I wonder what she has, like, what nickname. Probably just, like, Baby or something. I don't know.
Master. What if they're into the BMX motocross?
BMX motocross.
Gear
shift. Get over here. Pick up your towel off the floor.
Throttle.
Okay.
All right, we got to shift gears. I'm getting away from myself here. Oh, I wasn't fun and I didn't even realize it.
All right, obviously we have to talk about the big news at the Super Bowl. Miss Rihanna is pregnant again.
I loved all of the reaction videos from all of this.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like every girl being like, is she? No. Whoa. It's like none of us would have body shame, but at the same time we're like, is that a baby bump?
Right, exactly. Yeah, they did confirm it afterwards.
Yes.
But yeah, she tweeted before the performance that she was perhaps going to have a special guest appearance. So everyone online was thinking it was going to be like Beyonce or A$AP Rocky or
it was her baby.
It was her little baby. Yeah. And she just gave birth to her first son with A$AP Rocky.
And that's why they call him A$AP.
What did you take today? Who are you? I love this. She must have gotten a brand new coffee. 7 hours of sleep.
Actually, Abby woke me up at 2:30 a.m. and said, we forgot to take the trash out. So we both got out of bed at 2:30 a.m. and we took the trash out.
Oh my God. At that point, I would just cut my loss.
No, Not in this house. We have to be up on that trash.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, she just gave birth on May 13th. That is a great birthday. I love May 13th birthdays. Amazing birthdays.
Oh, I think that's Emily's.
She gave birth to her first son on May 13th, and now she's pregnant with their second child. So just getting to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last week we reported how Harry Styles was in a bit of hot water because.
What did he do again? Oh, because he said this doesn't happen to people like me.
Yeah.
A cis white man.
Right. While accepting a Grammy.
Yeah.
Well, during the Brit Awards, he tried to like make up for it and acknowledge it a little bit. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He said because he won Artist of the Year last night, and he said he was grateful for the award and that he understood his privilege. He said, "I'm really, really grateful for this, and I'm very aware of my privilege up here tonight." So it wasn't exactly like an acknowledgement, but like at least he's doing better.
Yeah,
he's doing better.
I think that him was being like, "Hey, I understand. I understand.
Right. I get it. Yeah.
He's PR is like, don't go into a whole spiel explaining yourself. The more words you put out there, the more people can criticize.
Right.
So I think this was him being like, it's not what I meant. I understand my privilege.
Yeah. So good. I mean,
done. And that's the last we'll ever hear of it.
Yeah. We accept progress. Okay. We have to talk about all the alien sightings that have been happening.
Yeah. What is going on?
Okay. So it started with the Chinese spy balloon, right? I want to say China never came out and said, yeah, we sent a spy balloon to look at you. But like that was the first of it, right? So it was shot down.
What was the balloon supposed to spy on?
I don't know.
Can't you just look like Google Maps?
Can't you just watch our TikToks like you have been doing?
Like just hack our street cams. Like yeah. I'm sure it's not that protected.
I don't understand. Yeah. That is way above my comprehension.
Okay.
But yeah, so there was a Chinese spy balloon and that was shot down and it was recovered and it was absolutely a Chinese spy balloon. Who
shot it down?
The U.S. Air Force.
Where was it?
It was over the East Coast at that point.
How big was this?
Pretty big.
Oh, I was just like, is it a balloon?
Oh,
with like a GoPro attached?
No, it is pretty large. And it was recovered. And I want to say, to my knowledge, China never came forward and said, because they would get in so much trouble if they came forward and said like, yeah, we sent a spy balloon. But like it was confirmed.
I just want to know the point of it. Can we talk to China?
Right. Okay. I will call them.
Thank you.
So that was like, okay, whatever. It happens. But then over the weekend, the U.S. shot down 3 flying objects in 3 days. So it was like back to back to back. So a U.S. fighter aircraft shot down an object threatening airspace over Alaska on Friday. And then F-22 pilots who saw the object said that it interfered with their sensors, which has not happened before. So when it's from a different country, like if someone is spying on us, it's pretty rare that it would interact with our stuff because we have stuff to counteract that, right?
Okay.
We're all pretty on the same level where it's not going to interact with like the mechanics behind things. So that was like weird number one. Okay. Is like they couldn't figure out what country it was coming from. A bunch of pilots came forward that were in the airspace like tracking it and following it until like they got the command to like shoot it down or you know whatever. They were like, we can't understand the physics behind this. Like they were like observing it and they're like, we can't understand how it's staying afloat and how it's flying. Like the way it was flying, it like basically defied physics. And so that was strange.
Okay.
And it was interfering with the sensors on their own equipment. And then on Saturday and Sunday, additional objects were shot down over Canada and near the U.S. border. Also, I saw this meme online that was like aliens map of Earth, and it was just the United States and Canada because that's all you ever see. Like, you know, no one in like, although, did you see that TikTok of, I'm sure it's fake. Like, I just can't believe it because it would freak me out. There's a guy in Australia that supposedly it went mega freaking viral. He recorded an alien in his backyard and it was just standing there. And he was like, what do you want? And then the alien just starts like sidestepping behind a bush. And people are like, not the alien doing the Cupid shuffle. But like when you hear alien news stories, you're never hearing them from like Europe or like Africa or like.
I think that's either because maybe we have, I don't know, maybe because the other countries don't say anything.
Maybe.
If they shoot stuff down. Maybe we're just like really obsessed with alien stuff. So like the other countries have very logical explanations and we're like, no, it's aliens. It's aliens.
It's part of our culture.
It's part of us. Though we are the most important. So if an alien was going to come, they'd come to us.
I mean,
we did get Superman.
That was one of my also favorite memes was the aliens are just trying to come watch Rihanna's performance. Can't we let them vibe?
Yeah. I don't know if they're, I mean, obviously I have no idea if they're aliens, but also would the government let them say if it was aliens? Or, like,
Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about. I know this is not a conspiracy podcast, but please.
No, this is where I'm conspiracing right now. I'm like, the government wouldn't let these people say that to cause mass hysteria unless they wanted to cause
controlled hysteria.
Yeah, controlled hysteria or distract from something else.
Yes. Okay, so there was a program. I went to look into this morning to find the very specific name of this program so that I was sure to tell the right information. Can't find it on Google anymore. Conspiracy. But basically, I learned in college.
Or sucks at Googling.
Either one, honestly, at this point. I learned in college. I basically took like a communications course that was talking about how governments will purposely release tidbits of information in order to not cause hysteria. So back when like the Trump elections were happening and everyone was all up in arms about Trump and Hillary and all this kind of stuff, you remember, I don't know if you remember or not, but the Pentagon released information, like verified Pentagon information saying that UFOs exist and that they've been here in the past few years. But no one blinked an eye because we were so consumed with everything going on with the election. We were just like, okay, whatever, and just like shoved it aside.
Oh, yes. I remember this happening.
Right. So I learned in college that apparently, I want to say back during like the Cold War, they diverted all of this money into this program where they invited all of these communication experts, psychologists, just big name people all around the world to meet at this convention where they taught this new group, sect of our government how to release information to control panic. So basically that is what everyone's thinking right now is they're starting to allow their pilots to come forward to say some things. They're starting to like make it a little more apparent in the media that things are happening so that they can slowly leak that this stuff is happening. So we're not just getting hit at once and then we all just freaking panic.
All right.
So
I kind of believe it.
Right.
That or they're trying to distract us from something.
Right.
So either or.
Either or. But yeah, so apparently there's a sector of government that is in charge of
if the government didn't want us to know about these things, we wouldn't know
about it.
Yeah,
yes.
That's why there's like whistleblowers every once in a while.
Yes.
Because there is so much information the government does not tell us.
Right.
Yeah.
So if the pilots are able to come forward and say this stuff, the government knows, has approved of it, and they feel safe enough to do so.
Yes.
Yeah. Because like these are people that are trained to keep their mouth shut with this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like they're not allowed to have a microphone.
No.
You sign away your rights basically when you join the military.
Right, exactly. And like they know that if they weren't allowed to say it, their lives would be in danger. Like they wouldn't put their names behind it. They wouldn't be in interviews. Like,
correct.
You know? So that is my theory is like the government knows that like we're either becoming more aware that like these flying objects are coming or there's about to be something bigger that happens and they're just slowly like letting us in on it so that when something does happen or something big comes out, we're not all.
Should we make a bunker?
I was thinking about that when I was out in Joshua Tree because that's when all these things were happening. I was like, well, if I'm going to die, like, I guess the desert's the place to do it. I was like looking around the Airbnb and I was like, how long can we survive in here if the alien invasion happens?
Well, like, I don't know. I mean, oh my God, I've been watching This Is the Last of Us.
Yeah.
You need a place where you can grow crops.
Yes. Oh, that's one of my favorite things. There's a vault. I want to say in either Finland or Sweden. And it's the World Seed Vault. So they have seeds and like pollen in there back from like plants that haven't existed in like, I don't know, a couple decades or whatever, because they know if like a mass extinction happens or like, I don't know, something big happens, they want to have all of these things to take to the next planet. Like, isn't that really cool? It is the most.
That is so, yeah, it's smart, but like crazy to think about.
Right.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah. But so anyway, but yeah, the internet. So basically, all these news sources were coming forward and being like, yeah, we're being invaded. And all of these aircrafts have been shot down. And they asked the Pentagon representative what's going on if these are more spy balloons. And he was like, these are unidentified objects. If they were spy balloons, they would say they were spy because they've been saying.
Yeah, because they would want us to hate China or North Korea or wherever these are coming from.
Right. But he just said,
Russia.
These are objects. And I can't tell you any more than that. Like,
when they shoot them down, do they grab them?
They retrieve them.
They retrieve them?
Yeah, but they haven't like shown any footage or said anything about what they've retrieved from the 3 new ones. They talked about the balloon, the spy balloon, but they haven't talked about the retrievals of these new ones yet. So it's like
fun,
right?
Fun.
So all of this is happening. Everyone's like, okay, we're literally being invaded by aliens. And then what does Gen Z do?
Make a meme about it.
Make memes about it. So I wanted to read you some of my favorite tweets that I saw.
All right.
One of them said, I could have identified the object.
Just cockiness.
Someone said, we interrupt this pandemic to tell you about the spy balloon, to tell you about the UFO, to tell you about the airborne toxic event cover-up, to tell you about another UFO.
To tell you that Rihanna is pregnant.
Yep. I'll be so mad if all these UFOs have been a build-up to a Super Bowl ad. Honestly, that would have been good. If any aliens are reading this, I think it's effed up that humans are shooting down your spacecraft. If you make it to LA, you're more than welcome to sit on my front porch with me and smoke a joint and listen to music that makes me feel like I'm in a movie playlist.
Also, yeah, why is it only in the States?
That's what I'm saying. Everyone was making that meme about like aliens map of the Earth and it's just the US.
I wonder if other countries are getting anything, just not saying anything.
Maybe they're smarter than we are.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's part of our culture.
It is. We claim them. They're ours. Unless they're evil, you can have them.
Then you can have them. All right. Do we need to?
Let's check to see if we have a sponsor for today. Sponsor. ZocDoc. ZocDoc is our sponsor for today. When you're trying to find a cause for your symptoms, you can stumble down a TikTok rabbit hole full of questionable advice from so-called experts. There are better ways to get the answers you want and the care you deserve from trusted professionals and not random people on the internet. ZocDoc helps you find expert doctors and medical professionals that specialize in the care you need and deliver the type of experience you want. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun. So no more doctor roulette or scouring the internet for questionable reviews. With ZocDoc, you have a trusted guide to connect you to your favorite doctor you haven't met yet. Millions of people use ZocDoc's free app to find and book a doctor in their neighborhood who is patient-reviewed and fits their needs and schedule just right. No more TikTok rabbit holes. So go to ZocDoc.com/allthingsinternet and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc, ZocDoc.com/allthingsinternet. ZocDoc.com/allthingsinternet. Go for it.
Brought to you by Aliens of Mars.
Mars?
I don't know.
I like Venus better.
You like Venus better? Okay, cool. Do you want to know a fun fact I learned on TikTok?
I always want to know a fun fact you learned on TikTok.
It must be true. Jupiter is not a solid surface.
Girl, if you think I know anything about anything, you're sadly mistaken.
I thought all planets were solid.
I couldn't tell you what a single planet is made of. I don't even know what our freaking planet's made of. You could tell me
rocks.
We're just on gas, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
That seems cool.
Yeah, sure.
We're made of rocks and dreams.
I don't know, gas, liquids. I don't know what anything is.
Well, I thought all planets were made of rock, whether that be like molten rock, like, like lava. Like, because what's the nearest planet to the sun?
Again, if you freaking think I know a singular thing about anything, you go away.
Mercury, maybe?
Go away.
Oh my God, I'm going to get roasted in the comments if it's not Mercury.
See, just take my advice of just to be like, I don't know. Own it. I literally have we are the third rock from the sun, and I know that because of a TV show. Yeah.
But I thought all planets were solid. Like, you could like land a spacecraft on them. I mean, you might melt if you land on like the ones that are closer to the sun.
Isn't the sun a ball of gas or something?
Yeah, it's not a planet though. That's a star. I know that. The sun's a star. But
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you should have learned as a third grader. Didn't do third grade. Gotcha.
But yeah, Jupiter's it's not solid, and that blew my mind. Anyway.
What is it? Liquid gas?
It's made of gas. But it looks so solid,
So it's a ball of gas. What makes a planet a planet?
I don't know. Someone tell us in the comments down below.
We should have an actual scientist on this show once.
Ooh.
That speaks in layman's terms.
Oh, yeah. Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yes. And then I want to ask them all the stupid questions.
Yes. So basically we need to have Hank Green on so we can ask him all the stupid questions.
What makes it a planet?
Right.
That's all. That's it. That's the only question.
That's the whole
Don't worry,
show.
I'll have more after you answer that because I won't understand your answer.
It's a 2-minute podcast. All right, back to celebrity news.
Okay.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez got matching tattoos for Valentine's Day.
What does it say?
Well, okay. Also, just for a little bit of context, she posted the pictures of their tattoos, right? And do you want to guess what the hashtag she used was?
Love forever.
Commitment is sexy.
Oh, someone cheated.
Yep.
I saw a post the other day or yesterday that said the longer the Valentine's Day post, the more they've cheated.
Oh my God. I literally had this whole Valentine's Day post written out and I let, my girlfriend read it before I posted it to make sure it was like okay with her. And she was like, baby, she was like, normally when I read stuff like that, I think something's wrong in people's relationships.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I just wanted people to know how much I love you and appreciate you. And she was like, let's just condense.
Yeah. Abby and I were talking about it, and like she posted about me. She made a rule which was like, she's like, I don't really care about Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to get me anything.
Okay.
And I said, okay. And so I wasn't trying to be. I'm always doting on her.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not gonna be super lovey-dovey. Then I woke up and happy Valentine's Day, gave her a kiss. We had decided to spend the whole day together. And then she put on her Insta story first, like a couple videos of me, and she's like, love you. And I was like, okay. So I did the same for her, and like they were very short.
Yeah.
Very quick, just Insta stories. And then I saw that post and I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And then she was like, she's like, yeah, I don't understand why people do those long posts. And I was like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it doesn't always mean something's wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just want to like take that moment to appreciate their significant other. But there's a lot of it.
Oh yeah.
That's like, this is
We've
kind of a
been
cry for
through
help.
ups and downs, mostly downs. But I can't believe that you're my Valentine this year.
I have loved you through the worst of everything that you could be because you're a terrible person. Thanks for loving me even though I treat you like trash.
Bradley and Michael James, I know you've cheated on me 3 times. But now we can get through anything. We're stronger than ever.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
Anyway, so hashtag commitment is sexy. Jennifer got a black infinity sign tattoo with an arrow pointing through it with their names incorporated into the infinity sign.
That's boring.
It's very Tumblr 2014.
Yeah.
And Ben got 2 crossed arrows with the letters J and B on his arm. So I expect more from celebrities.
Yeah, I think I do too.
They have so much money and like they can access the best tattooists and tattoo artists in the world. Like, okay, but all right.
Do you.
Get into it.
Do you.
All right. In one of Post Malone's more recent performances, he was displaying some, in quotes, erratic body movements. To me, it just looked like he was jamming out to his music.
This has happened before.
I don't watch him enough to know what is not normal for him. But everyone was like recording him, what I presume to be him dancing along to his lyrics. And they were speculating, especially on Twitter, that he's no longer clean from drugs because of the way that his body was moving.
Oh, I didn't know he was sober.
Yeah, not from alcohol, but from like hard drugs.
Okay, cool.
And he's lost a lot of weight recently. And so I was seeing this all over Twitter. There was a whole BuzzFeed article about it. It was like, I was seeing a couple TikToks about it. People just being like, he's clearly back on drugs because he lost weight and his body's moving a weird way. And like, I was just telling you about this the other day that I read online. Someone literally started an entire Reddit thread to tell the world or the internet, or whoever was going to read this, that apparently I'm on cocaine.
Oh, yes. Emily. Did news to me.
Yeah.
That apparently Emily's on cocaine because she moves her mouth weird or jaw weird. I didn't even know you did that.
Oh, good. Okay. I don't know how the internet noticed that because I try really hard not to do that on camera or when I'm talking to people. I have really bad TMJ, like to the point where I've done physical therapy, I've done muscle relaxers, I've done everything to fix my TMJ, but it's so dislodged, this joint on the left. They said the only way to fix it at this point is to break my jaw, realign it.
Can I do it for you?
No, thank you.
Oh, dang it.
My mouth would have to be wired shut for a month, though. So
Can we do it?
You get some peace and quiet. And I said, no, thank you. I would rather die. So when I'm by myself in the comfort of my own presence, I will I'll do this thing where like I click it back into place because it makes it like it's some relief when I do that. So I must have done that on camera one time, or like I do it without noticing.
Y'all are bored.
Yeah.
Y'all are so bored.
And because I lost some weight, everyone said I'm on cocaine. So like,
I mean, 2 + 2 does equal 4.
you heard it here first. So I just like, I'm so tired. Like, because someone is doing something different with their body than like you're used to, or because they've lost a little bit of weight, I hate that the internet just immediately assumes it's something horrible. Like, what if he's like on a health journey and he's like working out a little bit more,
doing a new dance move,
right? So I don't know, maybe I'm missing the mark here, or like I'm missing something big in this story. But like, I saw the videos and I was like, it literally just looks like he's dancing.
I don't know. People love to be, what I've noticed is that people love to be the first one to have noticed something. So they constantly just make things up and hope that one of them randomly sticks. And they go like, see, I knew first. I called it. I knew it. I knew it all along.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Also, they just want things to be juicier than they are.
Right.
You're not that juicy of a human. So they made up a cocaine addiction for you.
I know. There were so many other things you could make up. But I really like that they went with cocaine. They think I have that much money.
Yeah. They were like, you're going to do the rich person drug.
Right, exactly.
You're not bath salts.
No, we're going straight
to the powder.
God. All right. Jeffree Star is officially on my poo-poo list.
Officially?
It
took him that long to get officially on?
Well, I don't know. Like, has he been in controversies this past year? I think it's just because, like, I don't know much about him.
Oh, he was in a bunch.
He was in a bunch?
Yeah, he was.
I don't follow makeup influencers.
It was more than that. It was the Shane Dawson, James Charles fiasco a few years ago.
Oh, yeah. Didn't he take James's side and, like, screw over?
He took Shane's side and screwed over James Charles.
Oh. I don't remember. I just remember the Tati situation. Tati and James.
Yeah, there was a whole, like, weird behind the scenes was a lot of going on. It was all just a mess. But, yeah, anyway. Okay. He should have been on your poo-poo list a while ago.
Okay, well, now he's even further down on my poo-poo list. I just didn't know much about him.
That happens.
So he posted on TikTok on Sunday. Remember how we've talked about how he's been dating either an NFL player or someone related to the NFL or something,
yeah.
But he won't reveal who it was. Well, he posted the TikTok on Sunday of veteran offensive lineman Taylor Lewan Sports. And the way that he posted it, everyone was like, oh, this is who it is. But then people were like, very, very quickly were like, the hair doesn't match, the height doesn't match, the body build doesn't match. And then it ended up being a promo for Taylor's podcast that they were filming an episode together.
Who's Taylor?
Veteran offensive lineman.
Oh, sorry. I got very distracted by the fact that the name was just too long. I tuned out. Sorry. So
you checked out.
I checked out as soon as you started speaking.
I started glazing over. Yeah, so they were doing a podcast episode together. So we still don't know who Jeffree's boo is, but they were doing this podcast episode together, and like, okay, whatever. I got sent several people sent me this clip of, so to be fair, I didn't watch the whole podcast, okay? I just watched this clip that was sent to me. But during the podcast, Jeffree says, either you're trans, a man, or a woman. How can you be a they, them? What the F does that even mean?
Well, are you stupid?
Yeah. Like,
you're non-binary. Yep. I want to cuss.
Yep. Like,
how? I don't understand how people are so dense, so myopic that they can be in the community and not understand someone else in the community. How they can shun someone else in the community.
Yes. Yep. Because I want to say it was during the Shane Dawson docuseries era a few years ago. Shane did a whole docuseries on Jeffree and his makeup. And I remember Shane said to Jeffree, do you go by she, her, or he, him? And Jeffree was like, oh, either. So, like, how are you going to claim that you can go by either pronoun, but then you make fun of people who use they, them pronouns? And he was basically went on this rant about talking about how it's all due to COVID and we're all just sitting in our apartments making up these terms and making up things to be upset about. And, like, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense because you don't have a personal relationship with someone like that. And your brain is too small to think outside the box.
Right. Like, you're a man, or, you know, I mean, are they well, they don't go by they, them. Is he non-binary?
I think maybe gender fluid.
Gender fluid. Okay. So you are a person who was assigned male at birth and you put makeup on for a living, and that is how you made your name. like, I want to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like, was he not like a pioneer for like men wearing and putting on makeup and being makeup influencers?
Yeah,
like,
but he can understand that because he did it. He doesn't understand non-binary because he's not that, and brain too small to think of anybody else but himself.
It's just, it blows my mind. Like, how can you be this out of the box person that like trailblazes for men to feel comfortable to go online?
Caitlyn Jenner is a trans woman who is transphobic. This happens.
Yeah, I forgot about her. It's just like
there are
my brain
black
cannot comprehend
politicians who are racist against black people.
Yeah,
like this is a thing. Like it's not shocking to me anymore. It's extremely disappointing and it just hurts. But this is something that happens in this world. Just because someone is part of the community doesn't mean that they understand the community.
Yeah,
or supportive of the community.
Yeah, right.
And it's so stupid because, I mean, a lot of the time it's the rich people who are just disconnected from anyone else, basically. Right. And they're like, well, these are my struggles. Mine are worse than yours. Yours are made up and stupid.
Right. I just don't like, I have never understood if it is not hurting someone or hurting the person who's doing it. Why do you care?
Yes.
Why do you care?
Why does it make you angry?
Right. There's something bigger going on.
Yes.
Like, yeah. So I was just like, ew. I watched that. I had so many people send it to me and just, ew, immediately. Like, what? Yeah. How can you be in the community and not
also
support?
They them existed before COVID?
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Non-binary, they them, that all existed before COVID.
Correct.
I have known about this, like, I don't know, I want to say like 12 years ago or 10 years ago. I was introduced to introduced to my first non-binary they them person.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay.
Right. Cool.
Sweet.
Awesome.
What? Oh, it's offensive if I say he or she. Cool.
That's really all it takes.
Literally that's it.
Alrighty.
Every once in of course I had questions in my head, but I was like, it's not their job to answer those questions. I can Google it later if I want.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And that is what happened.
All right. Other LGBTQ news, and then we're gonna move on to good news.
Good news. L'Oreal.
This is never gonna die.
No.
All right. Joshua Bassett, or Bassett. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. He got super famous for his role on the Disney High School Musical series. So not the movies, but the show. And that's where like Olivia Rodrigo got famous. Driver's License.
That show actually happened? Wait, was JoJo on that for a minute?
I don't know. Maybe.
Anyway, continue.
So he got a huge like following or like boost or like, I don't know how to describe it. He got pretty well known after Olivia Rodrigo released her album Sour because and like more specifically her song Driver's License.
Yeah.
Because that song was
about him, right?
It was about him.
And then he came out of the closet a few months later.
Right. So she wrote this whole song about him, basically about how he like got with this girl that she was insecure about the whole time, and
he did the exact same things with her that he did with her.
Right, exactly. And so it was this like longing song about heartbreak and whatever. So everyone was like, "Oh, how dare you break Olivia's heart?" and whatever. Well, then I want to say a few months after that, he did an interview with some magazine or website where basically it was a live video interview. And in the interview, they showed him a picture of some, and I can't for the life of me remember who it is. They showed him a picture of some famous male, and he was like, "Oh, he's hot." And then you could see in his face, he was like, "Oh," like it came out by accident. Yeah. And then he was like, looked into the camera. He was like, "Well, I guess this is me coming out." And so then everyone was like forgiving him because they were like, I guess you didn't break Olivia's heart. You were just gay.
Yeah.
Well, and then later he posted on social media, like he confirmed, he was like, "I'm part of the LGBTQ plus community." He never specified whether he was like bi or pan or like, whatever.
Gay, whatever.
But he did say like, "I am part of the community." Well, over the weekend, people got some major like concern for him because he started posting like Bible quotes and posting things like Jesus is the only way.
Did he go to conversion camp?
Maybe. So like we have established that you can be queer and Christian. Fine. You do what you want to do. But he posted a video of himself getting baptized at a church that is very well known for pushing conversion therapy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So
now you're hurting other people because you're boosting a place that hurts people.
Exactly. So like everyone's kind of like, what is going on? Because you confirmed you're part of the LGBTQ plus community, but now you're going to this church and boosting them. Because anytime you post something on social media when you have that like amount of following and you tag the place,
Oh, if he tagged them, yeah.
like you're giving them a boost.
Yes.
And they like push conversion therapy, like tell parents where to send their children and tell adults.
When are they
where
going to realize that
go.
conversion therapy doesn't work?
I mean, there's been so much legislation that's been brought up to try and ban conversion therapy, and it has worked at the state level at some points. Like there are some states where it's banned now, but like it does need to be like a national ban.
Yeah, but like, why do they keep thinking that these camps work when they don't?
Because they would rather have dead queer people than queer people at all. In their minds, they're like, okay, it worked. Like, you know, and there are some people like, you know,
Jesus would have loved that.
Right. Yeah. What's Gun Girl? Caitlyn.
You think I remember her name? The one that pooped her pants?
The one that pooped her pants.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Bennett. Yeah. Her and her husband went to conversion therapy. And so like, they're like the poster child for look, conversion therapy works.
Was she gay?
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't laugh. It's so sad.
It's so sad, but she is a terrible freaking person.
So they're beards for each other then.
Exactly. So they have like a
Neither
child
will
together.
ever be sexually satisfied.
No, they're gonna be miserable for the rest of your lives because sexuality is not
Man, you
a
don't
freaking
hear
choice.
about a lot of women going to conversion therapy because it's way easier to hide.
Oh yeah,
Like it's so much easier to hide your sexuality as a woman.
Right. Well, and it's like hot being a lesbian, whereas being like, you know, to society being like two gay men, that's gross, but two gay women, that's so hot, you know? So it's like people don't criticize it as much.
I am very attractive. Thank you.
Samesies. So yeah, we don't know what's happening. And that's kind of like that's where the story ends for now. But people are just like, who got their grips in him? Like, it's just sad.
Yeah, it is. All right. Let's check to see if we have another sponsor for today. Sponsor. L'Oreal. Facts, figures, and fundamental rights. Emily?
Wowzer. I want L'Oreal to sponsor us.
I wish. I don't even use their products.
All right, for some good news. 23-year-old Miriam Payne just set the record for the fastest solo row across the Atlantic. I want to say for women.
Why? You sexist mother effer.
Because there were two men that were doing it at the same time as her, and I think they got there first. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the last I remember reading about that, is that she got the women's record for it. But if I'm wrong, tell me nicely, or else I'll cry again. Probably will cry anyway. It's fine. All right. So she departed.
Wait, when you're in these moods, do you cry over happiness things too, or is it all negative?
No, it's definitely like on the drive home last night. On the drive home last night, my girlfriend was trying really hard to stay awake so that I could stay awake because we were driving home really late. And she was like, I think the only way I'm going to stay awake is if I can like sing my heart out. And I was like, get into it. And then she started singing Broadway songs. And I thought it was the cutest freaking thing I've ever, and I started crying because it was the cutest thing I'd ever seen.
Okay, then.
There's just no dealing with me.
Nope.
So yeah, Miriam departed from the Canary Islands on the 10th of December and rode for 59 days, 16 hours, and 36 minutes and arrived in Antigua last Friday. So she was completely by herself. I mean, she had people along the way that would like boats would go alongside her along the way. But in order to because this was a challenge, like to break this record, you had to sign up for this. It's called the Talisker Whiskey Atlantic Challenge.
I would get so bored.
I would go nuts, like more than I already am. But like she did say, she was like hallucinations, like hearing voices. That happens to people that enter this contest because you're out in the middle of nowhere. Also, in order to qualify for the contest, they've deemed it the toughest endurance event on Earth. They say no support is allowed. So all food, water, and other necessities have to be brought along from the beginning.
Why would you create this competition?
Well, I think that about like Ironmans. I'm like, why? Why?
Just like how I understand once it's already set up, people are so competitive.
Yes.
When it's already set up, they're like, I can beat that.
Right.
I want to do that. Bragging rights, whatever. Who was the sicko that made up the competition in the first place?
Right. What were you going through?
Who was like, they can't have anyone bring them any food. They They can't wipe their butts. They just have to dunk it in the water. They can't.
She was posting on TikTok the whole time she was doing this, right? And she would post videos of her getting out of the boat to do her business and get back in. And she had to scrape barnacles off the bottom of her boat because like they can erode and then your boat can like disintegrate, and it happens really fast. And like there were like sharks in the water, and like this like again, what are you going through? Not her specifically, but like the person who made this,
who invented this.
What could therapy?
Just therapy it up. Okay, so boats came by, but they couldn't give her any assistance.
No.
They could just be like, you living still?
Right, exactly.
See ya.
So she never docked. She slept in her boat, right? So this was how many days? 59 days of her in this boat without getting out, except to hop into the water to pee and poop and scrape the barnacles off. That not like what? She was 23.
Man.
And she did the whole thing to raise money for this charity called the East Yorkshire, we talk about Yorkshire Charity Wellbeing of Women in Mind. It's a mental health service provider for people who can't afford mental health services. So she ended up raising $14,000.
Good for her.
Yep. And yeah, she said she rode 15 hours per day by herself. And during parts of the journey, the closest people to her were people in the International Space Station, because that's how far away from land she was.
I hate this.
Oh, I would freak out.
I would obviously I'm not that. I know I am not an ocean person. Like, I love the beach and I'll go on my friend's sailboat every once in a while, but middle of the ocean terrifies me. I have no desire to be on a cruise ship. And that's filled with people.
Right.
And doctors and life vests.
And germs.
Lots of germs.
But also unlimited ice cream. Worth it.
Great for my lactose intolerance. Yeah. So, I mean, power to her. That is amazing that she was able to accomplish this. That anyone is able to accomplish this. That takes such mental strength, physical strength, endurance, all of that. Whoever invented this, I am concerned for you.
Yes.
That is it.
Yes. All right. 9-year-old Bobby Wilson had heard online about the Hoboken campaign to eradicate the spotted lanternflies, and decided to take matters into her own hands. So, what a title.
I tuned out and tuned back in at spotted lanternflies, and I'm very confused as to what's going on.
Are you not on spotted lanternfly TikTok?
I am not.
Interesting.
I know.
They're these, I mean, they're gorgeous bugs, but they're native to China, and they're an invasive species here. They got introduced in 2014, and in the past 2 years, they've gotten so out of control because they don't have a natural predator that they're like eradicating species and plants and like.
Oh, it's no bueno.
Yeah, they're wreaking havoc.
No way, Jose.
So basically, I want to say it was New Jersey is where New Jersey. They're particularly suffering from like a bad infestation right now. So they developed this Hoboken campaign to eradicate these flies. And the side of TikTok that I'm on, people are taking like plastic water bottles, like Deer Park water bottle or Dasani or whatever, and they squeeze them.
Did you say Deer Park?
Yeah. What do you have? Is Deer Park an East Coast thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like Aquafina, Arrowhead.
See, we don't have Arrowhead on the East Coast.
Oh, it's trash. It's fine. Evian, Fiji.
We have Deer Park. I don't think they're taking a Fiji bottle. If I'm being honest. But
I'm just like, I was just trying to make sure we're talking about water bottles.
Could you imagine someone running through a park with a Fiji bottle chasing after the lanternflies? But they're like taking it and they're squeezing all the air out of it, and then they're putting the uncapped hole, like drinking hole, over the lanternfly. Lanternfly cling to the trees. Okay. And then they're releasing and it's sucking the lanternfly in. It is the most satisfying videos. It's on par with like pimple popping videos for me.
What?
I'll just sit there and watch lanternfly TikTok all day. It's so satisfying. And that's what Bobby decided to do. So she would go out to her local park and she would either capture them with the little water bottle technique, or she would like stomp the eggs, or like, whatever. And she actually created her like homemade mixture. It was made out of vinegar and like filtered water and vinegar, and she'd go out and spray them because sometimes she didn't have the heart to crush them. And she's so innocent. And so Yale actually decided to highlight her, and she had collected 27 lanternfly bodies that she thought were particularly pretty and put them into like a shadow box. And
what is she doing? How old is she?
9.
Oh, okay.
She is not an iPad kid. I'll tell you that.
Okay, yeah. I've thought in my mind, I didn't know if you said her age already, but in my mind, I was thinking this like 29-year-old girl.
Oh,
And then I was like, oh, we took a turn. We took a just like bored TikToking to obsessed, but 9-year-olds, that makes sense.
It's cute,
yeah,
right?
Okay, that one makes sense.
So she donated her collection to the Peabody Museum of Natural History. And so Yale decided to basically give her a certificate as like a pseudoscientist for like going out and helping
that's
the
cute.
environment.
I like that.
Yeah, so she's really cute. Are we?
We can do whatever you want. We've got time.
Oh, great. All right, Jamie Moore, who was given a 10% chance of survival when he was born because he weighed just 1 pound. Yeah. He is now a genius prodigy at the age of 4. So when Jamie's mom was only 20 weeks pregnant, her placenta stopped. They just said in the article it stopped working. So I don't know if that meant like it stopped providing nutrients to the baby or like maybe it stopped growing.
Yeah, I don't know what placenta does. Again, I don't know anything about anything.
It's a placenta.
Sometimes women eat it afterwards.
Yeah. Facts, figures, and fundamental
rights.
So she was told that basically the baby Jamie wouldn't survive because her placenta stopped working, and so they gave her the choice, and she said that she was going to choose to deliver at 20 weeks. She made it until 28 weeks.
Oh wow.
And so he was only given a 10% chance of survival. And she said, I was told not to expect him to survive. And he went from strength to strength, and I took him home after 11 weeks. And now at 4 years old, he's been labeled officially a prodigy. Who officially labels?
You think I know these things?
Who would you think officially labels?
Harvard.
I love that. We're going to stick with that.
Okay.
Facts, figures,
fundamental rights.
So yeah, he can do mathematics in 6 different languages. And he can like do these very complex math problems in his head. He can count in German and Mandarin, and he's been diagnosed with photographic memory. And he's been labeled as having hyperlexia, which is an advanced and unexpected ability in children for reading and decoding words way beyond their chronological age. He's a little cutie too. I'll show you a picture.
Smarter than me.
Yeah, exactly. I can say nothing in German.
Nein.
Yeah, I know that one.
Uh-huh.
Sich verlaufen. It means to get lost.
Yeah.
So, anyway, why is that taking up room in my brain?
I don't know. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay. We have probably time for one more thing.
Okay. This one was really cool. So Google has funded a private program for people experiencing homelessness where they will be provided cash and one-on-one social support. So they're doing this as an experiment to see how these 100 people will be affected by this type of support. And it's called Miracle Money California. Google donated $1.15 million to it. And basically the program...
That's not that much money.
It's really not for Google.
Not, no.
But isn't that pathetic? It's enough for 100 people to get off the street.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the sad thing about our society is that it really takes so little and we're not willing to do it.
This is like fractions of a penny for Google, and it's helping 100 people get a new chance at life.
Yes.
Yeah. So the program will distribute $750 each month for 12 months to 100 individuals experiencing homelessness in LA, San Francisco, and Oakland, and each participant will be matched with a one-on-one caring trained volunteer phone buddy for weekly calls or texts. And they're just going to see how this works out and if this can help them like land jobs. Because if you can get that's the whole thing is if you can get someone off the street into a stable home where they don't have to worry, like they could use that $750 for like child, like it's not going to cover childcare, but like it can help, or like if they can use that for groceries, basically,
or get a cell phone.
Yes, because that's the thing, and like we've talked about this before, you can't get a job unless you have a cell phone, but you can't get a cell phone unless you have a bill that of a place it can be sent to, but you can't get a house unless you have a job, and it's like this vicious cycle.
So you need to someone just needs to step in to cut the cycle, so that the person can actually start getting going. Right.
So that's what this program's trying to do. They're trying to see if it'll help, because if it does help, it's going to be a lot less expensive than running homeless shelters or like jailing people for existing while being homeless, and, you know. So they're gonna do this for 12 months and see how it works out.
I like that. All right, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you, Em. Thank you, Blaze, who just cuddled me the entire time. I feel very loved and happy. Thank you, everyone, for watching or listening. Please follow us and subscribe, like us, review us. It helps us a lot.
We're so close.
We're so close to 100,000
Yeah.
on the podcast channel. So please subscribe. As soon as we get there, my mom will guest
Woohoo!
host an ATI episode.
And bring a chicken with her.
Nope. Blaze would eat it. See how his head popped up when you said chicken?
Mittens.
Slippers. I love you guys so much. Make sure you check out my other channels. You guys are beautiful. I love you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of All Things Internet. Please make sure to like and follow our podcast on whichever platform you're currently listening to it on. And make sure to follow us at Podcast ATI on Twitter, where you can ask questions and get the latest updates on our show. We love you. Thanks for listening. I'm Rachel Ballinger, and this has been All Things Internet.